How is it going, everyone? We do have the PlayStation Plus Essential Free Game Leak for the month of February, and I gotta say, a pretty mediocre one. Hopefully, the secondary titles are a little bit better. Deal Labs and Biblicoon, they did note that this was the headlining game, so sometimes the secondary games are even better. I don't know why they went with this as the headlining title. I mean, you know, it's probably a game that some people are actually gonna get excited for, but I digress. We'll talk about that. That'll be free for PlayStation Plus subscribers. There's gonna be another game coming out tomorrow that will be free. I know you guys have heard about it. That is Highguard, and they will be having a launch showcase right ahead of the official release. But first of all, as noted by Biblicoon and Deal Labs, Undisputed, the boxing title, will be the PlayStation Plus Essential headliner for the month of February. The game does have a 70 on Metacritic and a 4.8 generally unfavorable reception from a user reception. Now, Metacritic user reception sometimes is a crap show, however, you know, a 4.0, not the best rating in the world to say the least, or what was it, a 4.8? Not the best rating in the world, but Undisputed is a boxing title developed by Steel City Interactive and published by Deep Silver. It didn't seem to get the reception that the old Fight Night games get. I've never been a big boxing game guy, so I can't really speak too much about that, but it looks like it will be the headlining title for the month of February. But like I said, there's options and opportunity for you to offer quality games as secondary titles, but generally speaking, that headlining game is reserved for the game that's going to get the most marquee attention. So if there are secondary and tertiary games that are of quality, it's probably going to be smaller titles, indie titles, but that can be good as well. Certainly there could be good titles that fit that criteria as well, but going on over to Metacritic and reading some of the reviews for Undisputed, it's quite possibly the worst game ever considering the price tag, completely broken. It has the same problems it had since launch. Do not buy this game. Well, you are now getting it with Plus. It's the worst game possible. Even when my punches connect, they are doing no damage, and took one of my favorite boxers and made him the worst fighter, missing most of his punches because of his smaller size, so if someone is a taller boxer, he connects. And yeah, there are some reviews that are a little bit higher. The game is horrible to say the least. Steel City Interactive robbed fans with a bait-and-switch move. The game was actually very good when it first released on consoles and just needed some refinements to blocking to prevent some power spammers, but the patches have completely ruined the punch tracking. Every punch, especially jabs and strengths, are pulled out of range for no reason or do not register at all. So, yeah, again, user reception hasn't been that strong, but, you know, 1 month of Essential not having the best headliner in the world isn't the end of the world, given that I do believe PlayStation Plus Essential has been pretty consistently pretty darn good. Like, looking at that October month that had Alan Wake 2 and so on and so forth, we've had a lot of quality months with PlayStation Plus Essential. The recent month, last month, where there was like 5 games given out with Lego Horizon Adventures, Outlast Trials, I believe was in there. Like, there have been a lot of good PS Plus Essential month. So even if this is a little bit of a down month, I don't think it's the end of the world, but certainly not the game that I think most people are going to get super excited for. Speaking of games that people aren't super excited for, Highguard will be launching January 26, 2026. That is tomorrow, and tune in Monday, January 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern for the Highguard launch showcase. First of all, let me get something out of the way. I feel like whenever there's something that's getting crapped on online, people create their own narratives in their head. Nobody is really crapping on Highguard for just existing. Yes, we all, or a lot of us, are burned out of live service games, but I've said it in the past, a lot of people have said it, the live service games are not going to stop. They're going to continually make the live service games. Everybody just had an issue with Jeff Keighley positioning Highguard as we've got one more thing in the final game of the Game Awards. That's literally it. People talking about, oh, people just want this game to fail. Yeah, some people do want this game to fail now because of the positioning, but that's inherently what people had a problem with. And I even said when we talked about this game might be good. It's got talented developers behind it. It was just one of the most botched promotional decisions in gaming history, and even if the game turns out good, I still think that was a mistake. Maybe you can make the argument that, oh, this game is now so much in the discussion that people crapping on it, it's good publicity for the game, and now there are people out there that want this game to succeed and want this game to be a success. I can kind of see it from that standpoint as well, but I don't think that was the idea. I don't think they had this, oh, we're gonna play this crazy chess game, people are gonna be mad, but then there are gonna be other people that are gonna come out, and ultimately it's gonna be a good game. Like, I don't think anybody thought that was gonna happen, but I can see you making that argument. I would still argue that it would have been fine to do the Highguard reveal at the Game Awards, just don't do it as the closing game. Do the new Mega Man as the closing game. Do Tomb Raider as the closing game. You had back-to-back Tomb Raider titles get announced, and you went with Highguard, especially in an era of live service games kind of being done to death, and also the audience watching an event like the Game Award probably were not going to get super excited for a live service game as the final announcement. Just a thought there, but we'll see how the game turns out. It's gonna be totally free to play, so it's gonna cost you nothing, and I think for a lot of people there is this curiosity now of, okay, they went MIA for so long, what is this game? Because they revealed it, they got the biggest positioning possible as far as getting that showcase, and then they just went MIA for 6 weeks or however long it's been and did no promotion for the game, and now they dropped it. I do think ultimately after the reveal was such a disaster, that was the only thing you could do. You were just gonna get clowned on any social media post you put out. So this one tweet, putting it out and then letting the game talk for itself, and if it's good, great. That's literally the best path to victory that you have right now. So we'll see how it turns out. I definitely have a curiosity for how the reception is gonna be, and I'm so curious on how those Steam concurrent player count numbers are going to be. Again, that's the most publicly trackable and visible data that we have, and you know, it might be a case day one it does really well based on the fact that, you know, there is this attention that the game's gotten, but beyond that, where is it 2 weeks from now? I don't know. And they also noted we'll share an in-depth look at Highguard direct from the studio featuring a full gameplay deep dive, year one plans, and more. Year one plans. We'll see if it's alive for a year, and I'm really curious if they're gonna let the YouTube chat be live during the live stream, because I would imagine this game is just absolutely gonna get cooked. Not even from the standpoint of people looking at it and it being bad, but you know that this is going to be something where a lot of people are just going to flock on over to clown on it just because of everything that's happened, and is that a good look either? But also, you could make the argument it's not a good look just, you know, blocking YouTube chat. I don't know. Whatever they do, it's kind of like a tough road that they're on, and all of it stems from the disaster reveal at the Game Awards, so take that for what you will. There was the talk of they didn't pay extra for the positioning at the Game Awards, which, okay, if you didn't pay extra, somebody in a room should have been like, this isn't a good idea. This isn't a good idea to position this game because people have expectations, and that's all I was saying of, like, understand your audience, understand just, you know, changing things and how they're positioned around a little bit would have done a lot of good, but maybe Highguard, and this is again just my speculation, Highguard being positioned as the closer and them not paying for that closing, Jeff Keighley can put it as, oh, we just put this game as the closing title because it's a new game and we want to showcase a new title, rather than putting a game like Tomb Raider out at the end, and maybe with the Tomb Raider they would want to be paid extra. I don't know. I'm literally trying to make sense out of a situation that I think it makes no sense whatsoever, because I genuinely think Jeff Keighley's a smart dude. He's been around the gaming industry for how many years, and I just think anybody with a functioning brain cell could figure out that Highguard positioning it the way you did was gonna lead to a really negative reception, and you could say all publicity is good publicity, but I just don't believe that to be the case, especially when a situation is as bad as Highguard has been. But who knows? Like, again, I'm going on a tangent. We'll see how the game turns out tomorrow. And January 26th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, that stream will be live. And I believe the game will be launching right alongside that. So we'll see how all of that turns out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Undisputed is the PlayStation Plus Essential Headliner for the month of February, and Highguard will be dropping tomorrow for free. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.